My mom really saw that the power in education. She made sure that we understood not only the value of education, but acquiring that education was really a necessity, an expectation, and demand for all of us as a family. So my mom saw the reality of education and brought us to Brooklyn. And I attended Prospect Heights High School, and they didn't see my potential. And so actually my high school counselor, I'm going to read a paragraph. It says, she knew my academic record, but she did not know me. She overlooked my potential. To her, I had no promising future. The darkness of my skin blinded her. My Caribbean accent and my quiet demeanor deceived her. I was not one of her favorites. Her advice was get a job and consider night school. To her, I was not college material. I was an immigrant from another land, lacking the tools for a meaningful future. I was not worthy of her time and space. But despite that, my mom had insisted I applied to college, and so I applied to two colleges, Long Island University and Barnard in Manhattan, got a full scholarship to LIU, went on to college and made the dean's list every semester. My goal was to go to medical school, got into Columbia University and Yale University, but then still was told that my acceptance to medical school was because of affirmative action, and they needed a few token blacks to put into college. So my determination was that I was going to get a medical degree, and on that medical degree, it wasn't going to say token black physician, it was going to say medical doctor. I had to encounter many barriers of racism and implicit bias and all that stuff that we now have names for. But it was a difficult road, both from my colleagues and from the patients in terms of not accepting me as a surgeon. But the one thing I have to say is that on the pediatric side, there was no bias there. Kids see you for who you are. And that's probably why I gravitated initially to pediatric surgery. I began to realize that there are things that I need to block the negativity and to become better, to look to outside sources, to look to God, to have that gratitude and kindness and appreciation from my patient, to succeed, to be the best transplant surgeon that I could be, and to move forward. For me, I had to focus on my goals, to not see the negative, and you know, my book talked about walls and obstacles. I tend to think of them as hurdles. You can get over those hurdles. You just need that strength and that vitality and that confidence to really get a head start and see that at the end of the road, there's going to be success. So I tell my students to make sure you have that courage, make sure you're competent, and make sure you're confident. And always make sure you wear great, comfortable shoes.